business owner and you are currently seeing the changes that are going on in the world today, and you see that it's affecting your business, but you don't know how to enter the conversation and make it effective for your business, this video is for you. By the end of this video, I will have shown you exactly what to do to start entering the conversation about how this can help your business. What is the how? What is the actual thing that I'm talking about? How AI can actually help your business, even if you're just starting it today. So recently I was talking to a friend of mine and he's an entrepreneur. He has been an entrepreneur for over the past decade, successful. His business has seen highs and lows. He's built it from the ground up. And one of the things when I was talking to him the other day was I was just exploring like, hey, what's going on in business? What are you doing? And he began to express to me, some of the challenges that he was having, some of the great successes, but also still challenges. And, I begin to express what I was doing in particular, what my company has going on. So we help businesses with actual AI implementation, and we help them to basically either save more time or make more revenue or just get clarity on their direction in business with my company called Vektiss. And so what we do, we sit down with a business owner and we say, hey, this is how you can use AI to basically do whatever outcome that you're looking for, which is exponential. You couldn't imagine it doing 10 years ago. So I expressed that to him. He just said, you know what? That sounds great, but I don't even know where to start. And it just dawned on me. I was like, he doesn't know where to start. I have not even expressed everything I know about AI or everything you're able to do within that, because I made the wrong assumption to think like he already knows. He's a problem solver. He's smart. He knows things. I've seen him figure things out that most people would crumble under. And he's very intelligent. It's not that he's not smart or anything like that. He knows these things. He just did not know where to start. And I thought about you. I said, how many people are just like this that want to get into possible AI or want to figure things out, but it's so much coming at them, they don't even know where to actually begin. So that's what inspired the video that I'm making today. And in a sense, all I want to just focus on is basically the biggest gap is not intelligence, it is exposure. The biggest gap that you experience now is not that you're not smart enough. You can't know this. It's not that it's some type of secret society where we're trying to keep away the information. I know those things existed in the past, but we have now moved past the information age. We have all types of resources out there. And AI is something that you can learn in a weekend, be honest with you. In fact, you can ask it questions to tell you like what you should be doing in your actual business. And so I want to go through a few things that I told him and that I'm going to share with you as well. So you got to understand this, that it's not about what happens when the world changes. The pain that you're feeling is, I know something is changing and I have to do something, but I don't even know where to start. The real problem is not intelligence. The real problem is not that you're not intelligent. Most people think that AI is this big idea that they can't grab a hold of and that they're moving further and further behind. And there is some truth about being behind in something, but I always encourage people that the fact that you're behind is just a fact that you need to get started. That's all it is. A fact that you realize that you're behind is as a fact that you need to get started in it. So don't become this person that you think that, oh my God, this came out maybe a couple years ago to the masses. It's been here for some time, but it came out to the masses and now I am stuck. I don't know what exactly to do. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I don't want to feel lost. So don't be that person. But what I expressed to him, I said, hey, where does artificial intelligence come from? And I'm asking you the same thing. Where does artificial intelligence come from? Yeah, somebody had to give it a name and things like that. That's true. Does it come from some supercomputer and they just know everything about us? I mean, you can say that. It could come from that. But what I want to suppose is that artificial intelligence comes from human intelligence. That's it. It comes from human intelligence. Think about it. You got to understand everything that AI learns about an individual comes from an actual individual. Everything, every data point, everything that we have discovered, everything, every artifact, history, fact, every data point that it's able to come up with or basically be able to generate from your questions, it comes from human intelligence, means it comes from a place. So when you get this fear mongering that people like to do in society to make people feel more insecure so they can leverage people and make them seem like they got to take their course or make them seem like if they don't buy this particular thing, then they will be lost forever is a lie. It is a lie. Artificial intelligence comes from human intelligence. You got to listen to the word, meaning not as real or a duplicate or tries to position itself as some type of pseudo official replacement for the actual real thing. Real intelligence comes from real human beings. So whenever you're thinking about this, I always frame it this way because I want people to know that this is not bigger than them, which speaks to an actual another part of insecurity, but I won't go that deep there. I'll stay on task and basically focus on how this can help you. So a lot of people are capable, experienced, and hardworking, but they are not exposed to the right conversations. So some people are not avoiding change because they are lazy. They are avoiding it because they do not want to feel lost. You got to understand, all of us are capable of learning anything that we want to learn. There is nothing that we are not able to do. You got to think about how you came into the world, and you came into the world not knowing anything. You didn't even know how to walk. You didn't know how to talk. You didn't know how to do none of these things. Yet, for most of us, I know, we have health related issues, but most of us were able to do these things. And while we're able to do these things, we were not conscious of the things that we were learning, but now you're here. And so a lot of times as you get older and life experiences happens, you start to believe more in the past failures or the things that you said were too hard, and you start to project them on the future outcomes that you currently want or you currently desire. And so what we have to learn to do is to say that I got to this point for a certain reason. I became this business owner. I became this founder. I became this entrepreneur. I became this CEO for a reason. I did not just become this from just something I thought about. I had to actually earn this. I had to put labor and capable skill sets, develop capable skill set that says I was the person that deserved art. I was the person that could deliver a certain result for my clients, for my customers, for people to actually pay me to say, I bring this value to the world. So you have to really come to this standpoint and say, listen, this is just the same thing. This is the same thing like the internet. It's the same thing like social media. All these things came in and people were like, oh my God, what is this? What do I expect from this? This is so new. I don't know what to expect. And people were either leveraged by it or they used it as leverage. And eventually AI will be the same exact thing. So since I don't know what you're talking about, I'm just going to know what I'm talking about and focus on that. Or they don't know the first step. So they think that justifies them into staying still or not taking a step at all. Let me help you understand that your simple first step could be just downloading the app and becoming more curious about that app. But I'm going to give you more on that in a bit. So they don't know what questions to ask. That is why the biggest gap is often not intelligence. It is exposure. So it's exposure. Just because you expose yourself to something and you don't know initially what it means or understand it does not mean you cannot understand it. It just means you have not had enough iterations of exposure to learn it. So I want to encourage you that you have to expose yourself to a different way of doing what you're currently doing to advance and to stay ahead or not feel behind the curve. The second thing is every major shift feels confusing at first. It should feel confusing at first. we are not just people that automatically know exactly what to do just because something was put in our face. One of the things you have to understand that wisdom comes from doing the thing. Many people say, I got wisdom in this, I got wisdom in that, or oh, that person is so wise. The reason why they are so wise is because they took the first step to say, I'm going to do the thing and be it ignorant first. Being ignorant first, and then moving from ignorance to knowledge. That is data that helps me move to understanding to be able to assimilate what I just got from the knowledge. And then we can move to wisdom, which is actually doing the thing. Many people they think wisdom is some form of academia, or just because you know all your letters or you know certain words, that means you're wise. No, wisdom comes from actually doing a thing. It is something that is applied. And every time you apply it, you learn something new from it. So you have to move to say, I'm going to gain wisdom by actually doing the thing that will help me not be confused about it anymore. So you gotta understand, what feels normal once felt foreign. Think about it. Internet. Ask people in 1770 what electricity was. I hope I got that day right. They couldn't tell you because it didn't exist. But now we treat these things as normal. Like these things are just expected. Go to rent a house or something like that and become more used to that house and get firewood and basically put it in the fireplace so that you can generate some heat so that you can start a fire. The people gonna look at you crazy because you promised electricity. The standards have shifted. Now with AI, it's the same thing. And then the next thing is entering the conversation changes how you see it. Once someone shows you what is possible, you stop seeing the future as a threat and start seeing it as something you can learn how to use. You have to enter the conversation that is happening with AI because you are going to eventually be leveraged by it. Somebody that doesn't understand it, but runs a business that's going to be leveraged by it. You're going to be leveraged by it. And so you have to say, I'm going to enter the conversation. This is the same thing I showed my friend. I said, hey, this is exactly what I want you to do. This is the first step. I told him, I said, listen, I want you to first download ChatGPT. That was just basic for me. Just download ChatGPT. The reason why I said ChatGPT, it's probably the easiest ones that everyone can understand. Most people are familiar with it because even if they have not used it, they could point to me and tell me like, oh, I know this other person that does it. Or I know this person that does it. And so basically I showed them like, hey, download that immediately. Like now, tonight, you can download the free version. Now, I recommend you paying $20 for it, but that's none of my business because you can still use it in a certain way. The $20 version helps with memory because it can remember the context of things that you said. And then it also helps with your ability to know your tone and to know your skill sets, the things that your experiences that are native to you. It can respond in a way that you understand. And either way, you could train it on who you are. But the free version, you probably also have to continue just going back in and giving it the context that is needed. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just what you have to do. So I told them that, and then I said, you could compare what similar companies are charging, repetitive tasks. This is the transformation. So before the exposure, I don't know what to do with it. This is what I want you to understand. You don't need to master it. You need a starting point. So from there, once you start to get context around your market or your decisions and things like that, that it knows, now you need to start asking questions that give you better responses. So what is unclear in my business now? Or what tasks do I keep repeating every week? What do customers keep asking me? What part of the process depends too much on me? And what would I need to understand better before making my next decision? Then say, these are the kind of questions that help you enter the actual conversation on what is happening with AI now. So this is something very simple. Like I want to make sure you get a takeaway with this. You want to go to AI. You want to, if you didn't get the takeaway, what you download in ChatGPT, or you don't have to download ChatGPT. You can do Claude, you can do Gemini, you can do something like Manus, you can do all type of LLMs that can help you do this. So ChatGPT is just the more market forward, meaning that they have more exposure. Claude has caught up in a lot of ways, but ChatGPT was the first, and they've gotten better with it. And it's one that people automatically really understand. And so you go in there, you download it, right? You either create an account, use the free one. I suggest that you create the account and pay the $20. Come on, for what you're going to be using it for, the possible revenue that it's going to generate, the possible ability to save time, that it can't compare. That $20, you'll make that back instantly, probably the same week. So you download that. What you want to do, whatever is your biggest gap, whatever is going on, first, give it context of what your business is. So basically, you want to say, like, hey, I am an entrepreneur. I play this position in this particular business. We have done this much revenue in this particular window of time. This is XXX issue that we are attempting to solve. Give me possible solutions or what my current competitors are doing. Simple as that. That's market analysis. Find out what's happening in your area and start to actually get data real time and what you should actually be doing. Because remember, artificial intelligence comes from human intelligence. It needs context of your situation, of what you're doing for it to actually be effective. That's why I look at people crazy when they be like, oh my God, it's going to replace all these things. No, it's not going to replace all these things. It's not going to, when I say all these things, I'm talking about like replace your job, replace all these tasks, low value tasks that you're doing. It actually is going to replace those things. But what you need to understand about it is it's going to create a need for you to move faster, move more effectively, and create a higher expectation from what your business is able to provide to that consumer. The reason why this affects that in this way is because the environment is moving in that way. And anytime the environment or the marketplace moves in that way, people begin to expect that same thing out of you. You got to think about it. We've been conditioned by apps, and being able to get anything we want right there, right then, right? So for instance, we can watch whatever movie we want to watch because of Netflix, right? We can get groceries and things like that instantly without us having to go because of Instacart or something like that. We can do things on our smartphone instantly that were not even imaginable 10 years ago. So that is a conditioning of the market. And so now with artificial intelligence, it's changing again. And that's okay. You don't have to be behind anymore. I am going to make AI a priority in my business. You can do it yourself, but you can also use someone like us here at Vektiss. What we're able to do, we're able to actually look at your business gaps to say, hey, you don't have to do this by yourself. You can help have something that's in your system to not just give you some type of SaaS company that would just, our product that would be not usable for you or you have to adjust your business to, but you can actually build something around your business with something like Project Intelligence. Project Intelligence is basically where we take your business, your intelligence, and we lay out the workflow and we use artificial intelligence to do repetitive tasks, to create new revenue streams, or to save more time and bring more clarity back to your business so you can spend more time leading it instead of doing things that are low value in this current economy. And so I want to give you that opportunity. Also, we have our Vektiss voice assistants. If you are spending time on the phone a lot, answering mundane questions that do not matter, that cannot be thing where people are calling. It's important for you to catch their call, but it's taking up time from either your assistant's time or your time. We have that available for you, that particular product, customer or client that can answer 24/7. So you don't have to worry about somebody being there to answer the phone. You can actually have it answer the phone, and then it has warm transfer. So what that means, if it gets to a point where it's like, okay, this person needs to speak to an actual human, it can go ahead and transfer it to that human. It can also take a message and be able to give that to you in a dashboard, right? The conversation that was had, the person that called, the phone number that was given, the email that was given, or if you wanted to send them a form, that assistant could send it to you. So it's so many things that you can do. Listen, I just wanted to help you out because that is something I helped a personal friend of mine with. And so I said, better yet, let me help somebody else with this. Who else could use something like this? I hope this video helped you. And let me know in the comments if this helped you. And don't forget, like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.